Join me, John Randall, at the North American Banking Company Minnesota Golf Show, February 13th through the 15th at the Minneapolis Convention Center. Test your skills in the long putt contest for a shot at a $100,000 prize package. Plus, try the latest gear from top manufacturers and get free lessons from local PGA pros. Don't miss it.
Tickets on sale now at mngolfshow.com. Save $3 with advanced purchase. Each ticket includes 14 free greens fee passes valued at $500. Learn more at mngolfshow.com. The 2026 Minnesota Golf Show is swinging into the Minneapolis Convention Center February 13th through 15th, and we want your business on the green. With thousands of passionate golfers roaming the floor, this is your chance to get your brand in front of this quality demographic with a vendor booth or larger sponsorship. And this year's ambassador, NFL Hall of Famer and Viking legend John Randall. So yeah, it's kind of a big deal. Want in? Don't wait for your invitation to land in the fairway. Call Bernie Lauer at 651-632-6646 or email blaur@hbi.com before the best spots are gone.
Off out there, Rook?
Yeah.
Josh Arnold, investment consultant, brings you Garage Logic podcast number 1701.
Woo!
January 23, 2026. 53 degrees, the record high on this day in 1942, and 34 below on this day in 1886. Call Josh Arnold at 952-925-5608 for a free 48-minute consultation.
Hail the flashlight king.
And now, from the mayor's office above the boathouse on the east shore of Spoon Lake, it's Garage Logic with Chris Reavers manning Technology Corner, Kenny Olson from the Krabby Coffee Shop, John Heidt in the newsroom, and of course, the Rookie. Here is your flashlight king, fireworks commissioner, and the keeper of common sense, your mayor, Joe Soucheray.
Is Pat going to be on today?
I received a text from your longtime cohort on Monday Night Sports Talk. Mm-hmm. You boys are half to going to get by without me today. I am monitoring Twins Fest.
What?
And I said, hey, our tickets available? Because, they're only doing one day, and it happens to be the coldest day in the last 25 years at Target Field. It's today.
Well, it's not outside.
No, but it's still at Target Field. And he said, I believe tickets will still be available, which I said then, it reminded me of my favorite Twins Fest moment where you called the Dome a bleep and dump right in front of Dave St. Peter.
Yeah.
But
well,
then
he got over it, didn't he?
Patrick followed that up with when we were sitting there, you, me, Rookie, and Royce, and all the doors were opened at the Metrodome, and everyone started to run in, and Royce goes, Jesus Christ, look at these bleeping dorks.
Yeah.
We got her.
So Patrick will not be with us today.
That's your answer.
I think that was an uncharitable view by Patrick.
Oh, I couldn't agree more. Yeah. Look at these dorks.
Hey, how you doing?
The White House posted a photo on social media that was digitally altered to make it look like a protester was sobbing when she was arrested in connection with her protest in the church last week. They're speaking of Nekima Levy-Armstrong. And they're showing Armstrong. Let's see. This was posted by Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem.
No. The original one was posted by Kristi Noem. The one where it wasn't altered.
Let me start over then. Okay. A photo of Nekima Levy-Armstrong's arrest showing Armstrong with a neutral expression was first posted on X by Kristi Noem. The image the White House posted appears the same, except Armstrong's altered facial expression shows her sobbing. Okay, that's ridiculous, as is all social media. But here, they don't understand Nekima. Sobbing is the last thing in the world she's doing.
Oh, heavens, yes. Yeah, she's relishing this.
She's not the sobbing type. And if she might be ranting and raving, but more predictably, she's probably enjoying the hell out of this because it's only going to elevate her status.
Martyrdom.
In the Twin Cities. Yeah. I guarantee you, she's not sobbing. So why Why this trickery is beyond my...
Oh, I can tell you why.
Why?
Because I fell down the fact-checking rabbit hole this morning, and this is, I'm speaking on both sides here. I'm not going to accuse one of being more... one being worse than the other. Both sides love to post crazy, insane things, get a lot of people drawn in, get a whole bunch of engagement, and then a day, 2 days later, after it doesn't matter anymore, they do a correction when the damage has already been done.
Well,
it's one of those deals, Joe, where perception, even when it's wrong, is reality. Both sides are doing it. Actually, everybody on the internet does it.
May I add to that, though, Kenny? One side is the White House. That's a White House picture.
Yeah, and the other side is the whole goddamn Democratic Party. I mean, we could go back and forth, John. Just accept. I
don't know what Kenny's so frightened of. I really don't. All I'm pointing out is...
I'm not frightened of anything.
We've been dealing with Nekima for, what, Rook, 10, 15 years?
Oh, way more than that, I bet.
I know her like the back of my hand.
No response from the text.
And she doesn't entirely hate us. She's almost come on the air a couple of times. She hasn't, but she doesn't hate us 100%.
It's like the Twins almost signed a starting pitcher. We almost got Nekima.
She doesn't hate me 100%.
I almost won $1 million in Vegas one time.
Yeah.
Almost.
No, come on.
Check it out.
We know our left-wing agitators, and I know Nekima was not sobbing. Now, Kenny's point might be extracurricular to that. I realize the world of social media is full of hijinks and mischief. I would just bemused at the idea they got her so wrong. She's not a sobber. She is. She's eating this up, and you'll hear about this for the next 5 years.
It was akin to, remember when AOC pretended to be handcuffed? Because that's what she wanted the perception to be. It's the same exact thing.
I don't remember that one.
Yeah.
You know, there's something to be said here. I wasn't going to, but the Nekima thing got me thinking about it.
You feel you owe it to us?
I do.
Okay.
One of the reasons I think the presence of ICE is so problematic, and I'm going to be entirely serious, and I insist that their presence here is problematic. They're a violent group of Keystone cops right now. Here's why, ICE guys and gals. I believe that you must do what you're doing. The way you're doing it doesn't work, and I'm going to tell you why. You were poorly briefed on what you were getting into. Minnesota is unique. We are governed in the metro exclusively by people who not only don't want borders, they don't think there's any such thing as an illegal person. We are governed by as far left a group of people who you can possibly elect. And it is entirely understandable that the people who voted for that are reacting the way they do. You were poorly schooled for what you were walking into. You've got mothers who can't wait to sign up for neighborhood patrol. You've got people giving new life to the whistle manufacturing industry. You've got people who are and the killing of Renee Good just blew it up, put it over the top, and you have no idea. This isn't Texas. It isn't Florida. You are running into people who absolutely loathe the founding of the country. We've elected them. They don't believe in that. They don't believe in law enforcement. They don't believe in authority. They're acting the way that their political ideology directs them to act. You got people holding up signs saying we're on stolen land. So your job is impossible here. It really is. What I would do, and I've said this 15 times, go home, go back to headquarters, draw up a new pregame plan, cite the most egregious people you want to find. And I'm tired of you people telling me, well, even if it's a cook or a chef or a house cleaner, she's still illegally. That's the least of your problems. Go back to headquarters. Come up with, I don't care how many there are, 78, 178 criminals, murderers, rapists, whatever. Target them in your pregame plan. Figure out where they are. Don't announce your arrival. Go get them. Deport them. Leave quietly. You won't be wasting our time, and we won't be wasting yours.
You want a halftime adjustment.
I want professionalism.
Gotcha.
Right now,
what I'm seeing is not professional. There's a picture on the front page of the Star Tribune this morning. Granted, I don't know the whole story, okay? But some mall cop is sitting there shooting chemical agent at point-blank range in a guy's face while he's on the ground. That's not professionalism. That's just not professional. Start over, ICE. I believe you have to do what you're doing. But you didn't know what you were getting into. This is not the place that's going to tolerate the way you're acting. Given who we've elected, from governor on down, you've misread the whole landscape. You've just completely misread it all. Yes, you in the back.
So I know that I saw the photo myself in the Star Tribune.
I don't know the whole story.
None of us do. Do you also think that the Star Tribune would also post a photo on the main page of the front?
Of course I do.
Do you think that they would do that of a guy that was arrested for raping a 13-year-old?
They better.
Well, they won't.
Well,
that's my counterpoint.
You're interrupting me in introducing a point that I'm not willing to talk about at the moment. I'm talking about this.
Okay.
Just stay tuned.
All right.
This isn't going to get better. It's only going to get worse. I don't know if ICE has the ability, or Noam has the ability, or Trump has the ability to whistle them back to headquarters and say, fellas, guys, gals, what you're doing will not work in that state. It might work in some other state, but it's not working here. And I can't see it getting better. And getting back to the altered photo of Nekima by the White House, you don't know who you're dealing with. You're not doing your homework. You're not displaying any intelligence whatsoever. You're acting scatterbrained, and it won't work here. That's the end of my sermon.
Right now, there's less than 100 people at the airport that are protesting, and they have basically volunteered to be arrested. Everybody else is doing a peaceful protest.
Right now, are they outside, Matt? Are they outside?
They're outside.
Well, then they're hoping to get arrested because it's 25 below.
Well, there's several hundred people that are behind the barricades on the departure level, but about 100 of them have crossed over and are just basically waiting to be arrested.
Speaking of the protesters, my favorite video from last night was the band of people that were playing instruments outside of the Graduate Hotel in Minneapolis, trying to disrupt.
Was that last night?
Last night, trying to disrupt.
Well, because it also was last week.
Trying to disrupt J.D. Vance's sleep that they thought they were doing. Meanwhile,
I doubt if he slept here.
Jesus H. Christ.
Yeah, well, what now are you going to interrupt?
No, I was going to say he was already back in D.C.
Right.
But I appreciate the effort that they made, playing some poor music.
Well, tell me I'm wrong. You look at who we've elected to the city councils and the mayors in the two cities.
But isn't that
look
the whole
who's
point?
The governor?
That's the whole point, Joe.
What is the point?
There isn't local government that's going to step in and take care of this problem.
Okay, that I can make that part of my point, although it's not the main point. The main point is you are dealing in the metro area with a core ideology of complete contempt for this country. Complete contempt. And you are seen as the dark, evil agents of an immoral and unethical president, which he happens to be.
So doesn't that make the presence of ICE almost necessary?
A professional behaving ICE, yes. I believe that ICE must do what they're doing. They got Minnesota completely wrong. Somebody correct me.
No, they should have done their homework on Nekima.
They had no idea what they were walking into.
Right, they should have done
None.
their homework on her.
We've been swirling down the drain since 2020. They don't know that?
We've been getting robbed blind.
You got a governor here who's looked the other way on billions and billions of dollars of stolen money. We've got city councils who are rabidly pro-immigrant. They don't believe in illegal immigrants. It necessarily logically follows they don't even believe in borders. I don't know how much clearer it can be. And for their sake, for the sake of the health of ICE people and for the sake of the health of Minnesotans, an entirely new approach has to be created. This doesn't work. Now, ICE will say it's working, but I don't know if I believe their numbers. Well, we've arrested, 10,000 people since November? What? Really? So, how's everybody?
Well, okay, let me ask you, since you brought up numbers, what numbers would you trust?
I don't care anymore, Chris. You keep asking me questions that just piss me off.
Well,
You're just sitting there like an idiot, asking me stupid questions. Do you think 10,000 people have been arrested since November in Minnesota?
I think if we still try to operate as status quo, we're kidding ourselves, is my point. And you know what? I'll just sit this play out.
Okay, you just said what I said. You can't operate status quo.
I meant at the state level, not the federal level. That's what I meant as far as status quo.
The state government in Minnesota
is a joke.
Okay. I'd like to finish a thought.
Which you've said.
I'd like to finish a thought.
Go ahead.
The state government, most principally its chief officer, the governor, the mayors of both the two largest cities in the state, and the city councils in both cities are ideologically predisposed to resist ICE with all of their might, period. ICE should have figured that out. ICE should have factored that into their planning. Their seemingly willy-nilly appearance on streets, shooting tear gas at people, is not going to work. And I wish it would stop before somebody else gets shot, either an ICE agent or a protester, because that's inevitable. The way this is going is not good. It's time for it to end. Let them go back to headquarters, start over. Don't tell us when you come back. You're coming back with specific plans, not this scattergun approach, hoping you grab someone by the tail of their coat. That's not going to work. You're not allowed to ask a question. No, you're not allowed.
I agree.
Oh, you agree with that?
Okay, boss.
Okay.
So we had a comment, not a question.
Yeah. So we can either end the show now or keep going.
Kenny, it's my day today to get yelled at, apparently.
I'm not in a mood to fight. But
well, there's nothing to fight about.
It's too cold to fight.
What did I say that's not true?
90% of what you said. I'm not going to fight with you, Joe.
Well, I'd like to argue with you. Let's not fight. Tell me what I said is wrong.
I think
there's no government leadership. There's no city leadership. There's no city council leadership.
Can I try?
You have a city councilwoman in Robin Wansley who is angry at any Democrat who might say, let's tone it down a little.
I'm not going to argue about that.
Yeah. There's nothing to argue about.
Your views on ICE, I think, are wrong.
Okay.
I think if they leave now, it's going to hand that side of victory.
I agree with Kenny. That's, I guess, the point I was trying to make.
I think that your observations are your observations, and you don't really know what's going on inside of ICE. We posted a video yesterday of a very boring ICE arrest. That's how most of these are going. I've witnessed a couple ICE arrests on the freeways in the morning. They're very boring. Where protesters aren't involved, they're boring. You can argue about the way the ICE treats the protesters, and that's absolutely your right to, but the courts are involved here, whether that's good or bad.
Protesters will become involved at every single opportunity. It's unlikely they can be involved on the side of the freeway.
What? Wait, repeat that. I didn't get
ICE
that.
Protesters will be involved at every chance they get. They won't be involved gratefully on the side of a freeway.
Yeah.
So, Kenny, what is your summary, or what is your recommendation to ICE?
I don't think he has one.
I'm not I'm not a law enforcement guy.
Okay.
I can't tell these guys what to do. It's like telling guys in war what to do.
Well, I feel terribly comfortable telling them what to do.
I'm a civilian.
Yeah, so am I.
It's just because
I'm a mayor, damn it.
Just because I support them doesn't mean I enjoy. I've been saying it all along. This is bad optics, you guys. This doesn't look good. But I think the protesters are making it a lot worse.
And I think I just explained to you why.
I don't think leaving, Joe, is the correct answer.
Well, that's the only answer I have.
I think that hands the bad guys a victory, and then crime wins.
So for middle ground, so we would agree with Kenny that there are many arrests.
No, I'm not interested in taking sides against
I don't mean
suits.
sides. I'm saying your point is there's many arrests that have gone unnoticed because they were clean and
I'm sure there have been. Sure.
But the ones that are getting notarized are the ones where the protesters or somebody's running or the 5-year-old kid.
I played the video either Tuesday or earlier this week of the guy saying, "You're protesting us. We're trying to apprehend a child rapist, and you people are standing in the way."
Okay.
That's, I guess, that was my point when I said that to Joe earlier.
Well, I hope I've made it clear that I want rapists
You want the molesters to run free is what you're saying.
No, and I believe that you do want that, I guess, but my point is Kenny's right. If all of a sudden we just wave the white flag...
I'm very uncomfortable telling law enforcement what to do, and that includes. I don't want to lump you in, Joe, with these people that want to get rid of the Minneapolis Police Department.
I don't want to. I never even intimated that. No,
that's kind of the feeling.
Let me try it this way.
I couldn't tell Minneapolis how to do the PD to do their job. St. Paul, I can't tell ICE how to do their job.
Let me try it this way.
I would tell Tim Flynn how to do his job.
Why don't you be quiet? Let me tell you this way.
Say it.
You can't help yourself,
I'm just
kid.
kidding. Yeah, go ahead.
Let's say there's no ICE in town, whatever. What towns do we have here? They are towns in decline, in my estimation. This is only my opinion as a fake mayor. We have 2 towns in serious decline because we have we're a cauldron of political ideology that does not believe in the things that keeps towns alive.
Fair.
Right? I said right. I apologize. We're a cauldron of political activism in the Twin Cities that are seeing the towns decline because the people we've elected don't believe in the things that make towns successful. And now they've hitched their wagon to that belief, to their ultimately it will be to their regret, but they have. And there's nothing that will anger the Twin Cities more than someone interfering with their belief, their virtue signaling belief that this country is unfair, and it shouldn't have borders, and no one's illegal, and we're standing on stolen ground. That's become the mantra of the Twin Cities without ICE even being here. Without ICE being here. Now bring ice in. What do you think was going to happen? Now, I'm not telling, I said 100 times, I agree that ICE must exist. I happen to believe we should have a country, and a country needs borders, and you must enter this country only legally. I'm on board. But that horse left the barn years ago. So we're left with ICE in kind of a cleanup mode all the time. Mm-hmm. You're trying to clean up in the Twin Cities, which doesn't want to be cleaned up.
So back down and don't clean it up?
No, start over and only come back without announcing your presence. Do what you got to do. See you later. I got to believe they have done that in some cases. I got to believe that.
Bradshaw and Bryant. Can they help us?
I might need them after this.
If you get in trouble, huh? I mean, where do you go?
I don't see how I can say this any clearer, for God's sakes.
Do what
and somehow it's interpreted as, I don't believe we should have ICE. I didn't say that. I believe what ICE has to do. I believe in what they have to do. Here is a unique situation. It's a unique situation. We've become unique in the country. I think the same thing would happen in Portland, Seattle, San Francisco. I think ICE was shamed out of leaving Chicago last summer because they were meeting the same types of resistance, but Chicago's 10 million people.
Okay, but then, Joe, if that happens, then you're just going to encourage the people that are doing this more and more and more because they're going to win.
You're not paying attention.
Actually, I am.
If they come back without announcement and they get Juan, who's wanted for aggravated rape, and they take Juan and leave, no protester's going to know that. You still are going to be left in a town full of political ideologues, but you're not going to have these dangerous illegals here.
We are paying attention and we understand what you're saying. We disagree with you. That's all.
But are you saying that ICE needs to come back with minus the Keystone Cop type of...
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Keystone Cop, really?
Yeah, I think they're behaving.
Where they're like running into each other.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, the little guy fired a tear gas canister the other day. He didn't know how to pull the pin. It took him a while. And then when he threw it, the wind blew it back in his face like the ashes being blown back into Jeff Bridges' face on... what the hell
Big
movie was that?
Poor Donnie.
Yeah, Donnie's ashes blew right back in Lebowski's face.
One of the greatest scenes of all cinema history.
Out of the coffee can.
This is a great weather for body guys like Schoonover.
Yeah.
Your car's at risk every time you leave. If you get in an accident, God forbid, get a hold of somebody that knows how to handle the insurance agents. That's Bradshaw and Bryant, personal injury attorneys. Insurance companies and adjusters can be tough to deal with, so you need somebody on your side. Mike Bryant from Bradshaw and Bryant puts together a team. They're there to explain your rights, represent you, and help you through a tough time. Bradshaw and Bryant hopes you're never in an accident. But if you are, call Bradshaw and Bryant at 800-770-7008 or go to minnesotapersonalinjury.com for a free case evaluation. And Bradshaw and Bryant says, don't be part of the problem. Don't text and drive or drive distracted. That's just common sense from Bradshaw and Bryant. Right? There's that word again, right?
Are they able to, I was thinking about this, are they able to adjust as they're remaining a presence here in the Twin Cities?
Bradshaw and Bryant?
No, ICE. You said you want them to leave, reformulate their program, and come back.
Maybe I'm naive. Maybe they can't do that. I don't know.
Because I think the mistake you're making with this logic is that if they leave, come back unannounced, there won't be any protests, which I have a hard time believing that will happen.
Me not having any experience in law enforcement, I just came up with a wonderful idea, and it was inspired by what happened at the hotel last night. Tell us again, Chris, what happened. They were out there playing.
There was probably
a brass band
50 so people playing all sorts of instruments outside of the Graduate Hotel
to
in
harass
sub-zero weather, thinking they were going to harass Vice President Vance from being able to get any sleep.
And where was he?
Meanwhile, he was already back in Washington, D.C.
Remember it before...
They're young, ideological activists from the failed academy. They don't contribute anything that will make these cities successful. Nothing. I just think ICE walked into something. I think ICE walked into something they weren't prepared for.
Let me try one more time. May I? I know what your answer is going to be.
Yes, go ahead, Chris.
Remember the run up to the election where we were pretty much all in agreement that, well, I don't want to speak for everybody. We were under the agreement that Trump is basically the only thing standing in front of the mystery, right? Was that a safe way to put it?
The way I always said it was both parties failed miserably to deliver a real candidate.
No question. But Trump was basically the only option standing in front of the mystery.
Well, by accident, he's anti-Mysterian.
Okay. Fine. Yeah. I'll take that.
Yeah.
Right now, because of how we're governed at the state level, at the local level, every walk of life here, we're under the DFL trifecta in this state. This is basically the only thing that we have that can help combat the massive amount of fraud that is taking place in this state. Granted, I get it.
Well, you lost me because you pivoted to fraud.
That's why they're here. That's the whole mission of why they're here in the first place.
No, it isn't. It might have initially been until they realized many of the fraudsters are merely American citizens. Now they're looking elsewhere. They're not rounding up Somalian fraudsters.
My point is that was the intention behind this.
No, okay, you're entitled to that view of it. My view would be that it was Trump's idea to stick it to walls by sending the troops here because of the fraud.
Okay.
All right, but they haven't really done if anything, they've handed walls a bejeweled gift. Fraud is on the back porch. It's not only cooled off, it's been forgotten. There's no connection to what's taking place in the streets today and fraud. None.
Okay.
Well, debate me. What's the connection?
Because I don't agree that the people that were committing the fraud are here legally. I don't agree with that at all.
In fact, I don't know either. Okay, I don't know either.
Okay. You going to Twins Fest?
We were damn near rid of walls until Trump intervened. He's got this belief that blue states should be punished. And none punished more stridently than Minnesota because Walz had a field day running for vice president. And this is the result. And I just continue to maintain ICE didn't know what they were walking into. There is no leadership in this state at any level who would be friendly to the notions of ICE. None. They're on their own. They're struggling.
That's right.
I think everybody agrees with that, Joe. I mean, we're all nodding our head vigorously, but I'm not. I would not prefer them to stand down against these people. Somebody needs to stand up against them.
I'm not saying stand down. I'm saying reform and do it in a way that might prove to be more effective.
You know what I'd love to talk about? You bringing up Walz is Amy filing in our future.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Oh, boy is right, Chris. Oh, boy is right.
Well, she can't be worse than Walz.
At this point, we have to talk about what you've been bringing up here the last 35 minutes. Democratic policies got us into the position we're in. It's not just Governor Walz. It's everybody.
They're not democratic policies. That's the problem.
Socialist policies.
They're democratic socialist policies.
That's what we need to focus on if we want to change in the state. And Amy's a strong candidate.
I'm reasonably confident in assuming Amy said to Walz, "You're not running."
Yeah.
Somebody's got to be running their ship.
Yeah.
By the way, today is a day when many people have chosen to close their businesses.
Mm-hmm. Ice out.
I said a week ago, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Yep.
Well, for this reason, who are they intending to impress? Do you think ICE cares if some knitting store closed?
Nope.
Or a little restaurant or a coffee shop or an art gallery? Do you think ICE won't know you're closed?
Right.
And B, what are you attempting to accomplish? You're just saying, we'll show you. We're not going to make any money today.
Did you see the video footage of the guy leading this? He was standing on the stage handing out the pamphlets about how to conduct the ICE out. It was.
I don't understand the point. Adam Platt almost sounds like a GLer. I hope I'm not offending him.
We've had Adam on.
I know, by saying that. But he has a piece in the Business Journal today. I was alerted to it by Steve Mulholland in The Belly of the Beast. And Platt admits he's trying to make sense of the ever-mounting list of businesses closing today in solidarity with what is a union-led movement to shut down Minnesota's economies. And Platt writes, I've become increasingly confused. The effort seems designed to send a message to ICE. The message, whatever harm you want to impose on our community, we can impose a bit more.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. And then Platt writes, well, maybe it's not supposed to make sense. Maybe it's just a misdirected rage for a community under a sort of siege, struggling through a bad winter with the baddest of vibes. When I look at the list of businesses closing, I see mostly retailers and restaurants, businesses that are most vulnerable to sick outs, intimidation, and social media misinformation. Well, Platt's right. There are also, fascinatingly, the businesses already suffering the most under ICE's extended Twin Cities residency. Anecdotal conversations indicate for those city retail businesses still operating normally, many cannot due to a loss of staff, businesses down 40 to 60% for the month. Downtown and South Minneapolis businesses are the hardest hit. St. Paul is affected as well. Suburban businesses have experienced some erosion of staffing, but businesses mostly held up. And he goes on and on to express exactly what I would express. I don't get the point of this.
Yeah.
You're already struggling. Why would you enhance your struggling?
It's precious.
Gabe, is there a Vietnamese restaurant in St. Paul where the staff members are living in hotels? Or should I not say that?
What's the context?
Well, they're afraid to go home.
I would say that might be a good assumption.
All right. Well, is that business open?
Today?
Yes. Good. It's open. I'm tempted to want to never do business with a business that closes, not because of ICE or anything. I just don't want to do business with somebody that's stupid. What is the point? The point is that it fits perfectly in the paradigm of the political cauldron we find ourselves in. The same people who don't believe anyone is illegal and that we shouldn't have borders and that we're on stolen land, many of those people also run businesses, and it's very easy for them to be shamed by the mere fact that they have an income. So we'll close. Sure. Who in the hell are you impressing?
I live with someone whose relatives grew up on the stolen land, and I know that she wants all the businesses open because it's stupid to close them for this reason.
I'll believe the stolen land BS when I see the people saying it start to give land back.
That ain't happening.
Starting with the U of M. Give it all back.
That's some nice real estate.
Are you having trouble with this one, too?
No. Can I share with you an email?
Yes.
Hans, you're the best.
Yeah.
So let me get this straight. Check this out. The guy that wants to reorganize ICE operations is the same guy that offered up self-sanding shoes on yesterday's Garage Logic podcast. Yes.
Yes, it is the same person.
That is the absolute message we're trying to deliver.
That's it.
Funny how that works.
And that's it. And just think,
When you're driving home, Joe, do you turn your left turn signal on and then turn right?
just think, if you could wear self-sanding shoes.
Right. No ice.
You wouldn't fall down.
No ice.
No ice. No ice there.
Self-sanding shoes.
I think it would work.
Oh, were you gone by then?
I think I was gone by then.
Oh, yeah. Well, I told you.
Here we go.
I don't know that you need to repeat.
No,
it's
because you'll
worth it.
no, because
You
you'll
need context.
Matthew?
you need context, and you'll back me up. Do you remember years ago I tried to invent shoes that were self-salting? I said, okay.
Yes.
Well, some guy in Florida ripped me off, and he said,
my idea.
You stole my idea. I mean, that's my idea, man. And he comes up with, you wear a backpack full of sand,
Yep.
and you got 2 tubes running down to your crotch.
Right.
And
Great idea.
And as your foot hits the ground, it emits a spray of sand.
Chicks really love that.
They would
too.
love
They
that,
really.
wouldn't they?
It's a good look for some. You look like a bank robber, so you're not getting any second looks.
Yeah. Well, anyway, that was.
But where do you get the sand?
I can get you sand.
I got you.
That's not a problem.
Or grit.
Yeah.
Oh, and this from Jordy. Oh, no, I'm not going to do that one.
I have a question. How come all the colder than phrases are all semi-vulgar? Colder than a witch's bosom.
Yeah.
Colder
Wouldn't it
than
wouldn't
a
that true?
well digger's back end.
Isn't that true? Hotter, too? Hotter than a...
Colder than... You've heard of cold enough to...
Freeze the balls on a brass monkey.
And you know where that phrase came from?
I don't.
The Beastie Boys.
nautical.
Shipping.
It's
Nautical? Yeah,
it's
both.
nautical.
Oh.
Evidently, the old ships that had these cannons
They had these monkeys on them.
sticking out the side of them had these bowls that were made of brass, and the cannonballs sat in the bowl. It got cold. The cannons allegedly, or the balls allegedly fell out. That's allegedly where the story
Well, for
comes
Pete's
from.
sake, that's pretty interesting.
It is, and the reason I'm so fascinated with it today that at one point this morning on the Twin Cities freeway system, when it was 21 below, we had up to 5 semis either completely stalled out or hobbling along on the shoulder due to diesel fuel gelling up. 17 degrees is where diesel turns into Jell-O, basically. So I'm wondering, will Seafoam help this situation? I can't say for sure.
I was going to seriously ask you if there was a product from Seafoam that would prevent that.
I wanted to say that Seafoam will stop this. I looked it up on seafoamworks.com, and here's their very honest answer. As far as diesel gelling goes, yes, Seafoam motor treatment will help, but if it's less than 10 above, be sure to use anti-gel diesel fuel or anti-gel treatment that's specialized for colder temps. Diesel starts to gel at 17 degrees, so look for a product that lowers the pour point beyond the temps you anticipate. That's a good, honest answer from Seafoam for you diesel owners. Of course, most of you already know that. As for the rest of us, I just have regular pump gas in my truck. How many trucks do I own? 3. I own 3. And all 3 got a big, heavy pour of Seafoam a couple of days ago. That's why all 3 are starting and running today in the 20 below weather. A wonderful product in a world of bad gas and 20 below weather. Seafoam.
Who doesn't love this time of year? Football playoffs are here, and Underdog is the best place to get in on all the action. Underdog is so easy. You just pick if your favorite players will go higher or lower on stats like touchdowns, rushing yards, receptions, and more. If you get your picks right, you could win up to 5,000 times your cash. So many great players to choose from this time of season, but the way I look at it, I think Matthew Stafford to go higher on yards passing is always a good way for me to go, and Saquon Barkley's a nice pick to go higher on rushing yards. So what are you waiting for? Download the app today and use promo code GARAGE to score $75 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code GARAGE. Underdog. Make picks. Win money.
Must be 18 plus. 19 plus in Alabama and Nebraska. 19 plus in Colorado for some games. 21 plus in Arizona, Massachusetts, and Virginia, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Offer not valid in Maryland, Michigan, New Jersey, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. In New York, call the 24/7 Hope line at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
This is Ricey. You've been hearing my friend Josh Arnold, Mr. Money Talk, for years on the radio and the Garage Logic podcast. With summer coming on, I strongly recommend you sit down with Josh for your no-cost, no-obligation, 48-minute consultation on your investments, including your IRA and 401k. You can benefit from Josh's years of experience navigating different market and economic conditions, and he'll always give you straight talk, not sugar-coated advice. Give Josh a call now at 952-925-5608 and book your no-cost, no-obligation 48-minute consultation. 952-925-5608. 5608. You'll be glad that you did meet with Josh, and tell him that Ricey sent you.
Here's a man who spends hours in hardware stores sifting through the nuts and bolts of life. Joe Souchere.
Have I heard this before? Because I sure wish I had.
I think
she's
so.
A beauty.
It's having a calming effect.
Is this Dylan?
Yes, they all are.
Well, where's this been?
I don't know.
Well, make sure you hear it again.
Where's your water been?
This is the last cigarette before bedtime music.
Oh, it's really
boy, that is nice.
Don't start talking yet. Turn this up.
I don't even smoke.
It's been a long day. Had some ups, had some downs.
Joe yelled at me again.
Just happy to be alive and hopefully wake up alive in the morning. Here's Chris.
Kenny, do you smoke after sex, Kenny?
I smoke during sex.
I don't know. I never looked.
Thanks, John.
I had one of the uncles, he smoked while he was eating.
Oh,
that would just
Jimmy.
ruin the taste. Oh, Jimmy. Oh, that explains a
good
lot.
old days.
Cool.
Remember, Joe, when you could sit in an airplane and smoke and eat all at the same time?
One of the greatest pleasures in life was going off on a Sunday morning with the Sunday paper, a cup of coffee, and smoking in the airplane.
And isn't it funny that
to cover a Vikings game in which they probably lost?
And the aircraft, that little metal tube had smoking and non-smoking.
Yeah, like it made a difference.
Yes.
Wait, you would leave for a Vikings game on Sunday morning?
Sure.
Really?
Oh, if it was Cleveland or Chicago.
Is this discussion sponsored by Hofferman Water?
All of it is, Kenny. You know what? And that's the thing. If you want to put out
cubes, I want clear ice cubes.
If you want to put out that cigarette on an airplane, get some ice cubes from Hofferman Water and Connecticut. You know what I'm seriously going to consider with my brand new state-of-the-art water treatment system? You told me that you have a personalized. Sure. No, you have a personalized ice cube maker. I want one. I'm not joking. I want one.
I got it as a gift for my daughter, Sophia, and it has changed. Forget the refrigeration crap.
Right.
This thing works solid, but you don't want to put tap water in there unless it's filtered.
See? Hofferman Water and Connecticut. Laundry's better, Joe? Check mark.
Yep.
Cooking's better.
Sure.
Showers are better.
Ice cubes.
Laundries are better. Laundries?
Yeah.
Multiple Clem
Many
Haskins.
Clem.
And ice cubes are going to be better, courtesy of Hofferman Water and Connecticut. But don't be a dummy. Get on that schedule and have them come out for that free water analysis by dialing 612-895-2440 or book your appointment online at HoffermanWater.com. You book that appointment, they'll come out, give you that free water analysis. They'll give you what's called a water score. And then based upon that water score, they will give you recommendations on how they can upgrade the quality of the water inside of your home. They have done that for me. They will do that with you. 612-895-2440 or visit HoffermanWater.com. And that's because Hofferman Water has been proudly serving the state of Minnesota for over 50 years. Do me a favor and mention that you heard about them on the Garage Logic podcast.
You know, you've been talking about, Reavers was talking about ice, and you've been talking about this boring ice thing all morning and afternoon. What is your perfect ice cube? Seriously, it's Friday afternoon. What is your perfect ice cube?
You know, I've never thought about it.
Well,
I don't really give a bleep what the ice cube is like.
I think it's a really good question. I am vehemently opposed to crush ice. I want big, heavy, thick cubes.
I'm a cubed guy as well.
And I would say then, as long as you're forcing me into this ridiculous, the clearer the cube, the better.
Oh, a man after my own ice cube heart.
By the way, you know what? One thing I didn't mention with Hofferman Water in Connecticut, since you guys so rudely interrupted my ad,
I did.
Coffee is better. My mom, who's the biggest coffee snob,
I would imagine that's true because water is very crucial.
Brought her custom roasting pack when she was watching Leland last week, and she said, I like making coffee at your house because your water is the best.
And here's Joe with advice on how to make the best cup of coffee.
I know what he's going to say.
Joe?
No, I'll tell you a story on myself, though.
Here we go.
We were in the presence of a 5-year-old who was angry at her mother.
Ooh.
Because the mother wasn't being subservient enough to the 5-year-old's demands regarding what dinner was. She had a plate of dinner in front of her, but she didn't like it.
Okay.
And she said, well, if my mother isn't going to feed me, I'll just do it myself.
Oh, boy.
So she got up, 5 years old, got an egg out of the refrigerator, dug around where the pans are, got a frying pan out, got a bowl to break the egg into, at which point the CP just threw up her hands and said, she's far superior to anything you've ever done in a kitchen.
Jeez. How did they turn it on you?
Well,
How did they turn that on you?
Because the biggest problem in my life is that I don't cook. And that's a real serious problem. And every time you open your mouth, I get in trouble. Every time you open your mouth, I get in trouble.
I've tried to help you. You're no.
And I'm worthless. I'm hopeless. And here's a 5-year-old who's going to make herself a scrambled egg.
When you were watching this transpire, did you go, hey, wait a minute here. Can you make me some pepper steak?
Well, this kid, she's the best, worst kid in the world. She is hands down
the best.
She's the worst kid in the world, but she's the best of. Does that make sense?
I think I follow you.
She's the best, worst kid in the world.
She's the common man of kids.
Yes. She is. She is an endless story. An endless story. This kid is just the greatest.
Well, is this going to get
and
better
she's
or
got
worse?
me in terrible trouble.
Is this going to get better or worse?
That's the end of the story. I just stood there or sat there with my head down. I was shamed.
Your mouth agape.
Yeah.
Going, how did she do that?
Yeah.
You think that's bad? Wait till you see the emails you get after that first segment today.
Yeah. I don't care.
Yeah, let's stick to ice cubes.
Would you like me to do some news?
Here's John Heidt.
Here's Johnny.
I was ready 15 minutes ago.
Yeah, here's Johnny.
Thanks.
We got nothing but time today. We don't have Patrick.
Yes, we got monitoring Twins Fest.
How you doing? Good.
This news is brought to you by North American Banking Company. Before I do news, let me tell you something. I know Chris was yelled at about 15 different things at the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
One of them was the number of defendants in Feeding Our Future who are U.S. citizens.
I would imagine quite a few.
It's a very high number. As of December 18th, 82 of the 92 were U.S. citizens of the Somali defendants.
I stand corrected.
And speaking of Feeding Our Future, a federal judge has approved the sale of $1 million Brooklyn Park property to be used for restitution in that case. According to court documents, 8432 Noble Avenue North in Brooklyn Park is tied to defendants Ahmed Sharif Omar Hashim, Abdi Nur Salah, Abdi Hakim Ali Ahmed Mohammed Artan, and Abdikadir Anaishai Muhammad, and a third-party property owner, 5A's Projects. The money used to buy the property is tied to fraud. According to Hennepin County property records, the group bought it for $1 million in 2021. An assessor determined the parcel had a property value of $994,500 in 2024. The property was formerly home of the restaurant and bar Kelly's 19th Hole, which operated for 38 years before it closed in 2020. The 5 defendants have all entered guilty pleas but haven't yet been sentenced. A total of 78 people have so far been charged in the Feeding Our Future scheme.
Is it on a golf course?
Not that I am aware.
Sounds like a golf course clubhouse.
It would make sense. Kelly's 19th hole.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. As you guys said earlier, Senator Amy Klobuchar took the first step yesterday toward a run for Minnesota governor by filing campaign paperwork. She is the first Democratic candidate to form a gubernatorial candidate committee since Tim Walz announced earlier this month he would not seek re-election. That, according to Minnesota Campaign Finance Board records. Spokesperson for Klobuchar said this is a preliminary step necessary for any candidate considering a run. The senator will make an announcement of her plans in the coming days. Klobuchar, of course, has a strong track record in statewide elections. According to data from the Secretary of State's office, she's netted at least 56% of the vote in all of her successful campaigns since 2006. Almost a dozen Republicans have already announced a run for the Republican nomination.
So, John, will Omar Fateh be her lieutenant governor, or will he formulate his own campaign, do you think?
Amy's got to be a bleep load better than Walz, but will things change?
So, John, did you just report that Amy has had 4 wins every time she ran for an office?
I don't think she ever lost anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
So when she gets the governorship, will she appoint Walz to her seat? Is that how that works?
I think she'd be foolish too, but I would imagine that's not outside the realm of possibility.
My big worry is who can replace Tina Smith. I mean, how are you going to replace that?
The work hasn't been done.
Juggernaut, yeah,
the work hasn't been done.
Was she fighting for us?
She was fighting.
All right.
I don't
That's
know
a
what
good
she was
question.
fighting about, but
Is Angie Craig going to run the same ads when she's fighting for us, when she's driving the four-wheeler? And the
Yeah,
Jeep?
She has a Jeep down to Hastings.
Do you
to
fight
Lakeville?
a different way when you're running for a different office, or do you fight the same way?
Different rules.
Gotcha.
well, she did fight with Emmer on the floor, so she is fighting for
Right.
us.
Does the International Scout stay with the governor's mansion?
Yes.
Or does
It's a prop.
Cockbaum-
There's no engine in it.
Okay.
It's a prop.
Otherwise, he could put that thing down by the river and move into it.
Right.
Chris Farley.
I live in a van down by the river.
A story that may lend some credence to your theory, Joe, that ICE might want to start over.
Yeah.
Remember the fellow brought out of his house in his boxers, Crocs, and a blanket
Yes.
in St. Paul?
Yes, a Hmong elder, which
Yeah.
really is disturbing because the guy was only 55 and he's called an elder.
Right.
Well, one of the fellows they were looking for, it turns out, if they'd looked in prison here, they'd have found him.
Really?
Oh, boy.
52-year-old Lua Mao. Mao, who has felony convictions dating back to 1992 of fifth-degree criminal sexual conduct, kidnapping, and violating a parental custody order, has been incarcerated at Minnesota Corrections Facility Faribault since September 4th, 2024.
Good Lord.
His expected release date is January 7th, 2027. No work, no shopping, no dining out. You guys talked about this. Hundreds of businesses
This is
across
ridiculous.
Minnesota
This is ridiculous.
expected to close. Many people vowed to pause everyday activities as part of a general strike against the Trump administration's immigration crackdown. At last count, the list was a little over 400 businesses, most of them in St. Paul and Minneapolis, but a few in the suburbs. As tensions mount and sense of fear of detention by immigration agents permeates the state, the vendors, labor unions, and residents said they'd take part in what they're calling a day of truth and freedom.
If you closed your business today, you just didn't want to work today, period.
It's cold out.
It's cold.
I know the Blue Door Pub is open if you're looking for good burger.
Thanks, Matt.
He works in a plug.
God almighty.
Yep.
What do you get? 50 cents off?
Well, they were coming under major heat because they weren't closing. They said, we're not going to close for this.
Well, why would you?
Right.
Do you think Trump cares if your business closed? Do you think ICE cares?
No.
Do you think Bovino cares?
Nope.
Question for you about them, as long as you brought them up, Rook. Is the one that's by your old theater, is that one closed, that Blue Door?
Correct, yes.
Oh, okay. I
There's
didn't know
one
that.
in Minneapolis, and then there's one at...
Is it 42nd, Matthew?
I believe so. It's right by the school, whatever
Wait a
school
minute.
it is.
Wait a minute.
That was my son's elementary school. Sanford?
Yeah.
It might be at Sanford Elementary.
Yeah.
Is Selby closed?
Selby has been closed for a while, yes.
Oh, for Pete's sake.
I do have another question for Matthew. When you walk into one of these establishments, do you greet the maitre d' with, "Hi, I'm the Rook. I gave you a free plug yesterday"?
He's got his T-shirt on. I'm the Rookie said.
Kenny, Joe has summarized it, my life completely and very accurately, where he has said, "You are America's guest."
Yeah. Have you guys ever had a sandwich from a place called Potbelly's?
Oh,
Yes.
Sure, yeah.
Well, I do too. I went there yesterday, closed. Done, out of business.
Ice out?
Really?
Oh, no, out of
The one
business.
in Highland is done.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's closed.
What the heck?
Not ice related.
No, it had nothing to do with ice.
They didn't close around the Twin Cities, did they? We have one up here. I haven't been there in a while.
No, I think this was just specific to the Highland
Well, for
location.
Pete's sake.
Wait, so are you saying that you were on your own for dinner last night?
Yeah, so I ended up going to Jersey Mike's.
Oh, that's good.
Since we're way off the rails, have you ever had something called a pot sticker?
Yes, I have, and I'm not a fan.
Of course.
Oh, pot stickers are
Not a fan, Matt. Not
Just
a
the
fan.
name of it is off-putting. That's very off-putting.
And I've had them, and yet I would be... I couldn't tell you what they are.
The greatest.
What are they?
You know what? In this instance, Joe and I are side by side, arm in arm, kissing each other on the earlobe.
Piss on ice. This is what we're aligning ourselves
What is a pot
Unless
sticker?
you can give me a better description, Gabe, I will say it is a dough-based item that's filled with pork, maybe vegetables. It could be like potatoes, cheese.
They're great.
But it's there. And the best capture of anybody eating a delicious, what do you call them?
Pot sticker.
Pot sticker is in my favorite year. When they're having the Chinese
Oh, I didn't
food.
know that.
He is just chowing on the pot sticker.
I thought it was a new item. I didn't know it was that.
no.
What kind of damage do these things do to the bathroom about 12 hours later?
You're you know what you want to be. You want to send the family out for a nice walk or maybe some dessert
For 43
while
to
you have some
44
alone
minutes.
time. Yeah, you have some alone time.
Can I tell you all something? You know when my man Matthew is engaged in a topic, when you get this, he's doing this, right? Or he's whatever he's doing, and you hear this. When he takes off the glasses and he looks right into the
I put him
camera,
down right here.
you're about to get some truth knowledge.
And what you hear is going to be the truth.
What do you want to know? We're not screwing around
No.
with this.
He's truth bombing all over the place.
capturing and- right.
It's about to go down.
All right, we got taxes here. Let's go. What's going on with these people arresting people? You know, you go to food. I'm like, okay, now it's my turn.
When he takes the glasses off, he means effing business, man.
You took food. I can see clearly now. The glasses
It's
are gone.
it's almost like the
You know?
judge at the bench reading something, takes them off. It's time to get serious.
What did you say,
God.
defendant? Did you disrespect me? Okay.
I knew the second you
You're
took
not
the
supposed to
glasses
even be
off.
looking.
No,
I
but
know.
Watch my favorite year if you haven't seen it. It's one of the greatest eating
When
scenes.
the glasses came off, I knew it was about to get serious.
It's about to go down.
I
about
don't
to
know
go
why.
down.
I just don't know why I tried.
Oh, my
Just-
God.
I'm glad you brought
This
it
is
up
what it
because
is.
now I'm hungry for pot stickers.
Oh, I
Thank
do like
God.
pot stickers. Those are
I do
good.
too.
Order from Mock.
Why don't we,
Here we go.
take a quick break here and
Has John even done any news yet?
I
I did like 3 stories. I got 4 or 5 more locals.
Take
We'll
those
see
glasses off,
People
Rook, and
are
tell us about
They all
Welter.
A
involve
restaurant
ice, so,
closing, some ice, and
Yeah,
if you're if you set your temperature at 75 degrees for the house, and your wife calls you and says it's only at about 65 right now, you may want to call Welter. I might be calling Welter here pretty quick.
Even I think 75 is too warm.
I got the report. She knocked it up to 75. It's you can't keep up right now.
That's too hot.
Yeah, well, Welter Heating can certainly help you with all of your boiler needs, all of your heating needs, and your air conditioning. But let's talk about heating right now. It's very important.
75 is a perfect air conditioning number.
Oh, that's very true.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
So if you want 75 degrees in July, you're going to call Welter. If you want at least 70 degrees when it's the middle of January, you need to call Welter. For over almost 120 years, 4 generations of Welter family, certified techs, their Twin Cities' most trusted HVAC services are at the Ray N. Welter Heating Company. They're locally here. They serve the Twin Cities metropolitan area and have for, again, close to 120 years. Rick and the whole crew over at Welter, they want you to go to their website, welterheating.com. Check out their blog. You might get something answered for free or have some pretty good ideas. But if you can't figure out what's going on, dial 612-825-6867. A human being answers during business hours, and they will treat you well. If you want to wrap up the Welter spot, you just give them the wrap-up sign. But I'll tell you, online, welterheating.com, they're here for you 24/7. Joe, if you're hungry for some heat, check out, I get the thumbs up from that. Yeah, check out Welter. Heat up your shelter with the fine folks from Ray N. Welter. Johnny?
Thank you, Rook.
Thanks, John.
In national and international news, a federal judge ruling this morning that President Trump's administration must keep federal funds flowing to child care subsidies and other social service programs in 5 Democratic-controlled states, including Minnesota, at least for now. The ruling today from U.S. District Judge Vernon Broderick extends by 2 weeks a temporary one issued earlier this month that blocked the federal government from holding back the money from California, Colorado, Illinois, Minnesota, and New York. The judge said he'd decide later whether the money is to remain in place while a challenge to cutting it works its way through courts. President Trump yesterday inaugurated his Board of Peace to lead efforts at maintaining a ceasefire in Israel's war with Hamas, insisting that everyone wants to be a part of the body, despite many U.S. allies opting not to take part. In a speech at the World Economic Forum, the president sought to create momentum for a project to map out a future of the war-torn Gaza Strip. It's been overshadowed this week, first by his threats to seize Greenland, then by a dramatic retreat from that push. Others are asking why Vladimir Putin and other authoritarian leaders had been invited to join. Britain's Foreign Secretary Yvette Cooper said her country's not signing on because it's about a legal treaty that raises much broader issues. Norway and Sweden have indicated they won't take part, and France declined after its officials stressed while they support the Gaza peace plan, they were concerned the board could seek to replace the United Nations. Ukraine, China, and the executive arm of the European Union also haven't committed. The president calling off the steep tariffs he threatened over Greenland could ease some allies' reluctance, but the issues are still far from settled. Meanwhile, President Trump disinvited Canada from his Board of Peace days after Prime Minister Mark Carney gave a blistering speech in Switzerland warning of an era of great power rivalry and suggesting the U.S.-led world order was over and not coming back.
The first guy I think of if I'm putting together a Board of Peace is Putin. That's who I want. That's who I want on the board.
Meanwhile, also in Switzerland, Jared Kushner unveiled his vision for post-war Gaza in front of the audience. A map of Gaza was pulled up on a screen to show how it would be developed. It would be a coastal tourism zone that would run along the seafront, long enough for up to 180 skyscrapers, many earmarked as hotels. A port was shown at the southwestern end of Gaza alongside the border with Egypt, and immediately inland from the port, the map showed a zoning for an airport. There's some problems with this at the moment, of course. There's the cost. Governments will make the first contributions, Kushner said, with initial announcements to come at a conference in Washington in the next couple of weeks. He also appealed to the private sector to come forward, promising amazing investment opportunities. The other problem is the scale of the task is enormous. The presentation was scant on details about how it would all be realized. 2 years of Israeli bombardment, launched in response to Hamas's attack on April 7th, 2023, has left more than 80% of Gaza's buildings damaged or destroyed. President Trump indulged in a midnight truth social spree shortly after coming back from Switzerland, where he railed against political foes and promoted the First Lady's upcoming documentary. A flurry of more than 70 posts and reposts happened from midnight to 1 a.m. That's more than 1 a minute. Yeah, more than one a minute. He traveled 4,200 miles coming back from the World Economic Forum and did that. Truth Social is often the first port of call for the president to share major policy news that impacts Americans. In between launching attacks at longtime targets, including Ilhan Omar, Joe Biden, Gavin Newsom, and Kamala Harris, Trump took the time to promote the trailer for Melania, the $40 million Amazon documentary centered on his wife. In the early hours of Friday, the president repeated false claims about the 2020 general election fraud.
He must not sleep.
I don't think he does.
3 hours a night, I read, is what he gets.
Any interest in seeing the Melania documentary? I would like to see that.
Well, you would, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I would. I'd like to see what she's wearing.
Date night? Will it be a date night?
Yeah, I'll watch it with the bride.
Nice.
You have to go to a theater. It's not on TV.
Oh, well, wait. I'll probably make her a nice dinner. Maybe a nice little little steak that I sear. And then
not looking
with
at
a little
it.
butter.
I'm looking
and
at
some
you.
Chives. Just kind of
John, continue, please.
Sure. The United States and China have signed off on a deal that hands control of TikTok's U.S. operations to a group of investors backed by the president. TikTok said yesterday in a news release a new company, TikTok USDS joint venture, would ensure the app continues to be available here in the U.S. The company will operate under defined safeguards that protect national security through comprehensive data protections, algorithm security, content moderation, and software assurances for U.S. users, according to the statement. ByteDance, TikTok's Beijing-based owner, will retain a 19.9% stake in the U.S. operation. The joint venture will be governed by a 7-member board of directors.
Let's talk to Gabe. Gabe is GL on TikTok.
Yeah, we just started.
Is Krabby on TikTok?
Not yet, but I can certainly do that.
When the government told me, I think when was this? Last fall, last summer, last winter, that they were going to shut down TikTok. And even though I was vehemently opposed to TikTok, the first thing I did was sign up for a TikTok account because I don't like being told what to do. When I found out that TikTok was going to stick around for a while, I shut down my account.
Am I opposed to TikTok? Because we're on it now.
Yes. You're not really opposed. You would be opposed to some of the dances and stuff that were on there. But Garage Logic is going to bring you information, not just you twerking.
Gabe, what have you learned about the mayor and social media?
I just tell him what's good.
Yeah.
When he asks.
Yeah. He'll tell you what to do, and you do whatever the hell you want to. That's the secret to social with Joe.
I got it.
That's fine.
Not going to verify it. I can guarantee you that.
A Canadian man posed as a commercial pilot and as a working flight attendant to obtain hundreds of free flights from U.S. airlines, according to authorities. 33-year-old Dallas Pokornik of Toronto arrested in Panama after an indictment on wire fraud charges in federal court in Hawaii last October. He pleaded not guilty this week following his extradition to the U.S. According to court documents, Pokornik was a flight attendant for a Toronto-based airline from 2017 to 2019. He then used fake employee ID from that carrier to obtain tickets reserved for pilots and flight attendants on 3 other airlines.
Nice.
U.S. prosecutors said that Pokornik even requested to sit in that extra seat in the cockpit, normally called the jump seat. It's normally reserved for off-duty pilots. It was not clear from court documents whether he actually rode in a plane's cockpit, according to the U.S. Attorney's Office. The indictment did not identify the airlines that let him fly for free, except to say they're based in Honolulu, Chicago, and Fort Worth, Texas. Representatives for Hawaiian Airlines, United Airlines, and American Airlines, which are respectively based in those cities, wouldn't respond for comment from the Associated Press. The indictment also does not identify the Toronto-based airline. Air Canada, with headquarters in Montreal and a hub in Toronto, said in an email Wednesday it had no record of anyone named Pokornik having ever worked at the carrier. The whole scheme, according to U.S. prosecutors, lasted 4 years. A U.S. magistrate judge this week ordered him to remain in custody. His federal defender declined to comment.
I don't know how he got cleared, because if you have a jump seater, you have to clear what's called CAS. They have to be vetted out in order for you to sit in the jump seat. You can't just hop in there.
Well, he did.
I don't know how he did. Somebody was not paying attention.
John, thank you.
Yep.
Chris, thank you.
Reavers here once again for my guy, Mr. Money Talk, Josh Arnold. Does thinking about retirement make you uncomfortable? Well, sometimes the anxiety from wondering if you've saved enough can be overwhelming. But what if I told you that you could ease those tensions in just 48 minutes? Well, Mr. Money Talk is going to be able to sit down with you and get you on the right track for your financial future. Josh has navigated it all when it comes to uncertain market and economic conditions, and he'll always provide straight talk, never sugar-coated advice on how to reach the finish line with your retirement goals. Don't let your financial worries give you an ulcer or keep you from calling Josh right now. His 48-minute, no-obligation consultation could be just what you need to feel better about your future. Call Josh today at 952-925-5608 and set up your free 48-minute, no-obligation consultation. That's 952-925-5608.
Investment services offered by Josh Arnold Investment Consultant, LLC, a security investment advisor. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. All investments involve risk. All comments and opinions are Josh Arnold's and do not constitute investment advice.
Chris Reavers is a paid endorser.
Oh, yep.
You're doing a great job.
Because we needed a scramble.
Finally, thank God today is Friday.
TGTFG.
Yes, it is. And North American Banking Company is here for you on this Scramble Friday. And they have been investing in your success since way back in 1998 when they made a promise to deliver a better banking experience for you, for your family, and also for your business, Joe Soucheray. That's right. And you get that feeling anytime that you walk into any one of their 6 Twin Cities locations, whether it's Woodbury, Hastings, Shoreview, Maple Grove, 50th in France, and also in Roseville. In fact, I've made late payments at almost 5 of those locations recently.
Nice? They take them.
It's kind of nice. Anyway,
you like to mix it up like the liquor store.
I really do. I have a rotation with my banking possibilities. But anyway, they offer the same online, updated, and mobile banking tools as all of those other big national banks. And it doesn't matter whether you're looking to buy a home, perhaps finance a new home renovation project, or get that new car that you've been thinking about. Their experts make it easy. So see it for yourself today. nabankco.com to learn more. It's banking done differently. North American Banking Company, member FDIC, is an equal housing lender. Joe?
Chris, I knew a guy that would stop at a different liquor store every day to buy his bottle of hooch. He'd have a list on his dash, and he'd just check them off every week, so it didn't look like he was buying hooch from this, every
Thursday.
All hail the Flashlight King.
Hail you!
Oh, I didn't feel that at all. I just didn't feel that at all.
Get a rump out of that guy.
All hail the Flashlight King.
Hail you!
Yep.
Hello, Joe and gang. I should have read this earlier. It corroborates somewhat, to some degree, what I said at the outset of the show. I've enjoyed immensely listening to you guys almost daily since my dad introduced me to the radio show back in 2015. We are construction workers way up on the Iron Range, well separated from the sustainable urban core by 3 hours and always at least 10 to 15 degree difference in temperature. I don't always agree with everything on the show, but that's the way it should be. If we agreed on everything, it would be a cult. I've tried for a while, but I can't stay silent on this issue about our state. Probably the best way to describe it would be using an analogy. Think of our state as an inner city high school or perhaps an asylum. The students have overtaken every part of the school. They are setting up in the offices. They have the principal tied up in a storage room. They are beating each other in the halls and ransacking the place. They've found their way to the cafeteria food stash and have taken food and ordered a couple of truckloads more. They have somehow figured out how to access the bank account and have all the cash delivered to the front door. The teachers, whichever ones still show up, have given up and joined in the mayhem. Finally, after several years of this, the local government decides that this is no way a school should be run. People are getting injured. Property is being destroyed. The whole neighborhood is suffering. The state patrol is sent in to help. to restore order. Upon seeing this, all the neighborhood parents become alarmed. They form a united citizens group to fend off the police and retain control of their precious school. In their minds, everything is as it should be at the school. Joe, our state is much farther gone than we would like to admit, and it did not just happen in a couple of years. This has been decades in the making and is the result of terrible leadership and complacency from the rest of us. As long as it doesn't affect us personally, we've been content to go about our business and not bother anybody. The inmates have taken over the asylum in Minnesota. It is ignorant to think that any half measures will work. We are happy to complain about things being bad. Then when a solution comes, we are not happy with that. I contend we don't deserve a solution, and we will never get one if we are content to wait another 10 to 20 years for it to show up in a perfect package that we can stomach with our discerning taste. It will be too late by then. It may be too late now. We can fuss about federal agents being here and believe every media report put out by the haters of this administration in particular, but J.D. Vance was 100% correct when he said there would be no issue if local law enforcement was allowed to cooperate. Sadly, I'm not sure there's enough law enforcement left in the city to be able to cooperate even if they wanted to. I wish I had the answer, but at some point, those of us who still think we are sane are going to have to embrace the fact that the insanity here has finally garnered national attention, and at least something is happening. It's better than continuing down the same road we have been going down. To go back to my analogy, order has to be restored at the high school. There will have to be expulsions. There may have to be prosecutions. There can be no half measures with a situation that is completely out of control. Either you want it fixed or you don't. And this state has shown itself completely incapable of correcting course. I'd even go one step further. How are there not criminal prosecutions for sheltering illegals in violation of federal law? Even one violent criminal offense that comes because of this is too much. And the blame lies squarely on the white man in charge of the state. And may I add, the white liberals who put him there. A massive awakening is what everybody in this state needs, and I hope we are getting it. Thank you for your attention to this matter. And that is Chris Ailsh from up north.
Huh. Pretty nice email.
I think we've been saying the same thing for
Got to get those high schools to
many
change
moons.
her up.
No, he wasn't talking. That was an analogy.
Yeah.
He was using that as an
those high
analogy.
schoolers. Get them out of there.
It really had nothing to do with the high
Yeah,
school.
you gotta watch them.
Not yet, anyway.
Yep, coming over the hill.
The traveling linemen.
Hang on. I got to have you do this one thing.
Hey,
before we move on. Before we move on to the Lyman's.
Another surprise contestant. I didn't even enter. It's Gabe Mikulski.
Wait till Joe reads the address, or the location, I should
How
say.
about this? This week's GLer of the week is Ruth Burnett of North Fort Myers, Florida.
Wow.
Oh, boy, I bet she's warm today.
I bet she's playing golf today.
Hey, Ruth.
North Fort Myers.
Ruth Burnett, you're getting the Masters Maples gift pack.
That's right.
Working ahead if I can. Matt, please do not send this. I wasn't supposed to read that.
Yeah.
This week's GLer of the week is Ruth Burnett of North Myers, Florida.
Okay, I've been to Fort Myers a couple of times. Is there a difference, or is it like North Mankato and Mankato?
There's a North Fort Myers.
There is.
Yeah, you got to go north of Fort Myers.
Thank you.
Yep. There is a distinction. Yes, there is a distinction from Fort Myers and North Fort Myers.
Fort Myers is the one town that I've said, if you graduated from high school in Fort Myers in 1965, and then you disappeared for the next 70, 60 years and came back, you would be lost.
You wouldn't recognize it.
That's about the only place you can say something like that. If you graduated from a high school in Chicago in 1965, disappeared, and then came back after 60, 70 years, you would think nothing had changed.
Have we recovered?
Of what?
Well, since the hurricane.
No. Many gains have been made, but it's not completely recovered.
I was there in 23, and it was still pretty bad.
Well, when was that hurricane?
Wasn't it 21?
No. God.
22?
Fall of is in there sometimes.
So if you went to, in other words, let me give it a local twist here. If you went to Maddox Elementary for kindergarten only, and you had Mrs. Tilsner as a teacher, and you came back 25 years later, and Maddox wasn't there, it was just a park, what would you feel?
Hurricane Ian made landfall on Wednesday, September 28th of 2022.
22.
Hurricane Ian.
GLers, it's 1:28, 32 minutes before 2 o'clock, 11 below.
Do you remember that we had
Cities.
Mrs. Tilsner on, my kindergarten teacher, and she remembered me?
I don't remember that.
Oh.
I don't doubt you for a moment.
Her family was the Tilsner Carton Corporation on 35.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah. Only because it comes to us all the way from the traveling.
He knows what I'm talking about.
But my favorite was when your sister produced a 4th grade paper you had written.
Can we go back to arguing about how wrong you are about
what's up
ice?
with ice?
These come to us from Kaiwaka, New Zealand, from the Traveling Lymans. It was on this day.
Joe, today is January 23rd.
Let's do it.
1855. A cable suspension bridge opened between Minneapolis and Nicollet Island. The first permanent span over the main channel of the Minnesota River. It could be crossed by paying a toll of 3 cents one way or 5 cents round trip per human foot passenger, 15 cents a horse, and 2 cents per head of sheep.
How much would you save if you bought a round trip?
On this day, you'd save 2 cents. Yeah, 5 cents for both ways.
Matthew,
As opposed
no
to
further questions, please.
You'd save 1.
Matthew.
January 23rd.
1865, the First National Bank of Minneapolis began business with a capital of $50,000. With beginnings in a private bank co-owned by its first president, Jacob K. Seidel, the institution would go through several name changes, celebrating 75 years in business in 1939 as First National Bank and Trust of Minneapolis, and then reverting to its original name in 1943. On this day,
Jan 23.
Well, it was a sad day on this day in 1929. The 3-day trial of Lake Charles resident Ben Schock, charged with not having a license for his beagle, began. I don't know how this made this day in history. Declaring a case of mistaken identity, Schock claimed that his beagle had died and that his license fee collector had seen him with another beagle. Schock refused to play ball and was jailed for 30 days while the judge pondered the case, finally ruling that Schock had been wronged and should be set free. Wow. We got people today that commit heinous crimes and they don't do 30 days. And this guy didn't have a license for the wrong beagle.
Oh, beagle.
That's a bugle.
On this day.
He had that tin cup that he just went up against the bars.
Jan 23.
1976, another one that's amazing that it made this day in history. Milton Reynolds, an Albert Lee native who became a millionaire by his astute and early mass production and promotion of a ballpoint pen in the 1940s, died in Chicago.
What was his last name?
Reynolds.
And he didn't name the pen after himself?
On this day,
Jan 23.
In 1986, Northwest Airlines agreed to buy Republic Airlines for $884 million, a purchase that formed a single Twin Cities-based carrier and the third largest airline in the United States. And then some guy named Al Checky, he certainly ran that into the ground.
Thanks, Checky, you dink.
On this day,
Jan 23.
In 1986, William Rubin, former president of Flight Transportation Corporation of Eden Prairie, and Janet Karki, his chief financial officer, were found guilty by a federal jury in St. Paul of perpetrating the largest financial fraud of Minnesota history, well, until the Somalis arrived, by engineering a sale of about $25 million in stock for a mostly fictitious company. Ooh. Seriously, that's nothing compared to what the Somalis have pulled off. Right. On this day in Minnesota sports, in fact, I'd go let those people out of prison.
Yeah, get them out of there.
On this day in Minnesota sports disappointment history.
Joe, who'd we lose to on Jan 23?
Well, we didn't lose to anybody, but on this day in 1987, the Timberwolves announced their name.
Oh.
They became the
Did we
Timberwolves.
approve of that? Was that a...
I like the Timberwolves nickname. I think it's cool. It's kind of us,
I would
right?
call them the Wolves. So.
The Wolves, yeah.
I'm fine with it.
Where do you get the wolf urine?
From De Wolf.
The Wolves.
From De Wolves.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
We think.
Be careful.
What is the date today?
Have a care.
Put a blanket in your car and some snacks.
Do you have a safety survivor kit?
I don't.
Oh, what's wrong with you?
I don't have far to go.
Hey.
I could walk home today and probably live.
What?
11 months from today.
Okay.
What's the date today?
23rd.
Jan 23rd.
Brooks' birthday.
You, 11 months
Oh,
from today.
Christ.
Okay, Bert.
No, that's December 25th, Chris. Sorry.
Oh, I got it. Follow us along on social media, even though Joe hates all of it. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, X, and now TikTok. And you should also follow us on YouTube, where you can watch the show every single day, starting right around noon. And you can also see full segments.
I was going to go get some yarn, but I guess they can't.
They're closed.
They're closed.
We ought to meet.
They out of yard.
Yeah.
Have a great weekend.
Yeah.
You got any big plans for the weekend?
Yeah, Ray.
Just to hope Denver has a hellacious storm.
It is time once again that we check in with our guy, Mr. Money Talk. Josh Arnold is with us once again right here in Garage Logic. And now is the time for you to do the same. So do not delay. Do exactly what I did and pick up that phone and dial 952-925-5608. That number once again is 952-925-5608. When you call that number, you're going to get Josh. And he is there for you for that free, yes, I use the word free, 48-minute financial consultation with absolutely zero obligation. And he will always give you the straight talk. He will never give you the sugar-coated advice. And he is on the line with us once again right here in Garage Logic. And boy, Josh, another volatile week this week. Are we in store for more next week?
We are in store for a little more volatility next week. This week started off on a down note, and according to statistics coming from the Stock Traders Almanac, published by the Hirsch family, the day after Martin Luther King Day has now finished negative in 8 of the last 11 years. And finishing negative on Tuesday, that was a big negative, and it did scare a lot of people. As we said then, panic is not an investment strategy. What is an investment strategy, or at least an asset allocation model that I have used, keeping up to 30% in cash and the balance invested in growth-oriented stock with a focus on companies involved in the internet. Of course, would include artificial intelligence, leisure-related businesses, something that I found a very, very long time ago in graduate school, that leisure businesses, regardless of the economy, have tended to do well, and even in a negative economy, hold up well, and can be a source of both safety and growth. And also investing in real assets, and then investing in companies tied to some of the faster growing regions in the world, and always keep a little bit around for some shorter term speculative trading. Well, Tuesday did give that opportunity to put some of that cash to work, and we'll see how that does over the ensuing weeks and months. But Tuesday was a rough day. Wednesday started out that way, but we did have a nice turnaround, not so much with earnings, but with a macro event occurring at Davos, when the president in an interview said they had a framework for a deal with Greenland. It is very interesting, but after World War II, President Harry Truman tried to buy Greenland. Nobody's talked about that recently. But in any case, there is a framework of the deal around Greenland, and that seems to have calmed nerves around many traders. We did have some earnings reports this week, including from Netflix, which showed 325 million subscribers. That is a lot, but the stock went down on concerns about viewers not watching as long as had been in the past. Netflix desire not to buy back shares, as they would need the cash for their potential purchase, Warner Brothers Discovery. that still will take some time to play out, but should Netflix prevail, Netflix is going to be a big time winner, and you could see Netflix rebound tremendously. Last night, Intel reported, and the stock had moved up significantly into the earnings on hopes that Intel would have a bigger surprise relating to chip use and development, but I do believe that the move up significantly, I'll say from $45 a share to $54 a share in under a week, definitely was not sustainable. And Intel, while beating on the top line and the bottom line, provided guidance that was way too soft, and additionally said, while demand was strong for their products, they didn't have enough product to go around, and that cost of product, including memory, could significantly increase, cutting into their margin going forward. Intel is down 15% as we speak. This might be a stock you might want to, I'm not going to say stay away from, but only look at for short-term trade. Next week, four of the big Magnificent Seven stocks reports: Microsoft, Meta, then Tesla, and Apple. Microsoft, of course, the focus is going to be on their cloud product and their spending. Meta focus on advertising and how they're monetizing all of their products, whether it be Reels or Facebook. Tesla, well, it's known that car sales are not going to be strong, but what about robots? What about robo-taxis going forward? And what about other products that are in development? Apple, my largest position, coming Thursday night, focus sales, primarily iPhones as it normally is, sales in China, which is a big market for Apple, services revenue, what is that growing, and of course on guidance into the next quarter. Some people are hopeful that Apple will talk a lot about Siri and how close that is to development with or integration with Google Gemini, and there are concerns, of course, that Apple's margins could take a hit on memory prices going up. So that will be a concern. Now, the last time memory prices went up, Apple did not get hurt from that, or minimally affected Apple. This time, don't know. But Apple has been down 8 straight weeks. I still maintain my $400 price target on Apple. Another good report this week came from Interactive Brokers, which talked about their growing business and particularly the predictions market. And while competitor Robinhood has sold off from its highs, the prediction market and the movements in crypto currencies will affect Robinhood. Their report is not yet upcoming. That is another company to look at for shorter-term speculation.
Excellent advice.
It's going to be interesting, we'll say, going forward. And politics is still going to have an impact, at least short-term, on the market.
Excellent advice, as always, Mr. Money Talk. You heard him, GLers. Now is the time for you to pick up the phone and make the call for that free 48-minute financial consultation, again, with zero obligation. And you do that just like I did by dialing 952-925-5608, where you always get straight talk and never, ever sugar-coated advice. Josh, once again, thank you so much for the time and the chat. Enjoy the rest of your day. Have a fantastic weekend. Try to stay warm, and we'll talk to you again next week.
Yes, we will. And just a reminder, some of my favorite restaurants are open this weekend, including my friend Ken Sherman's restaurant, Boardwalk, down by Canterbury Park.
Perfect. I love that place. Thanks, Josh.
Okay. Talk to you soon, Chris.
Investment services offered by Josh Arnold Investment Consultant LLC, a security investment advisor. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. All investments involve risk. All comments and opinions are Josh Arnold's and do not constitute investment advice.
Chris Reavers is a paid endorsed